Welcome to What You Missed Today from Voice of Emirates, an AI-powered daily news bulletin where we bring you a concise roundup of the top stories we have covered since this morning. From local, Arab and international news to economy, entertainment, sports and lifestyle. I'm the virtual presenter for Voice of Emirates. Now, let's begin with the highlights of what you may have missed today. A powerful earthquake has struck southern Peru, shaking the Ayacucho region and several other parts of the country. The U.S. Geological Survey measured the quake at magnitude 6.7, with its epicenter about 38 kilometers northwest of Upahuacho, while Peru's Geophysical Institute reported a magnitude of 7.2. The tremor was felt as far as Lima, with authorities reporting injuries and damage to homes, health centers and a school. The Peruvian Navy ruled out any tsunami threat while emergency teams continue assessing affected areas. Finland has launched an investigation into a suspected violation of its airspace by a Russian military aircraft over the Gulf of Finland. Finnish authorities said the incident occurred as the aircraft was reportedly navigating around a thunderstorm, but investigators have yet to determine whether the entry was deliberate or caused by severe weather. Defense Minister Antti Häkkänen said every suspected airspace violation is taken seriously. The incident comes amid heightened regional tensions and follows previous suspected Russian incursions into Finnish airspace earlier this year. France, Germany, Italy and the United Kingdom have rejected Israel's decision to publish construction tenders for the controversial E1 settlement project in the occupied West Bank. In a joint statement, the four countries called the move unacceptable and urged Israel to withdraw the plans immediately. They warned that the project could divide the West Bank and undermine the territorial continuity needed for a future Palestinian state. The countries also cautioned businesses against bidding for the tenders, citing potential legal and reputational consequences. And from the political news, North Korea has launched around 10 short-range ballistic missiles toward its eastern waters, as joint U.S.-South Korean military exercises continue on the Korean peninsula. South Korea's military said the missiles were fired from the Pyongyang area and traveled about 300 kilometers. Seoul condemned the launches and convened an emergency security meeting, while strengthening surveillance in coordination with the United States and Japan. The launches came after Kim Yo-jong criticized the joint drills, despite Washington's decision to significantly scale them back. Kurdistan Regional Government Prime Minister Masroor Barzani has warned that the withdrawal of U.S. Patriot air defense systems could leave the region increasingly vulnerable to drone and missile attacks. Barzani said Kurdistan has faced more than 1,000 attacks since the regional conflict escalated in February, including a recent strike targeting his private office. He stressed that the region still lacks an effective, independent air defense system and called on the United States and other allies to help build capabilities to protect civilians and critical infrastructure. Iran has dismissed new U.S. economic threats, describing Washington's pressure campaign as a miscalculation destined to fail. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said previous policies of economic pressure had only increased hostility toward the United States. His comments came after President Donald Trump threatened unprecedented economic measures and isolation against Tehran. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent also warned of tougher sanctions, including possible penalties against countries and companies continuing to trade with Iran. Tehran accused Washington of using economic pressure to undermine national sovereignty. And from the business news, 9 real estate companies listed on UAE stock markets recorded combined net profits of 21.88 billion dirhams in the first half of 2026, up more than 24% year-on-year. Their combined revenues also rose 21% to nearly 67 billion dirhams, supported by strong demand for residential properties and expanding projects. Dubai-listed companies accounted for about 15.33 billion dirhams in profits, while Abu Dhabi-listed firms generated more than 6.5 billion, highlighting continued momentum across the UAE property market. China has threatened countermeasures against the European Union over its investigation into JD.com's planned €2.2 billion takeover of German electronics retailer Economy, the owner of MediaMarkt and Saturn. Beijing accused Brussels of abusing its foreign subsidies rules and ordered Chinese organizations and individuals not to cooperate with parts of the investigation. The European Commission is examining whether JD.com benefited from Chinese state subsidies that could distort competition. Beijing warned it would respond firmly if the EU continues its current approach. U.S. public debt has surpassed $40 trillion for the first time, according to Treasury Department data, raising fresh concerns over the country's fiscal outlook. Total debt reached about $40.05 trillion, including more than $32 trillion held by the public. The milestone comes less than 5 months after debt crossed $39 trillion. Rising interest costs, persistent budget deficits, and growing spending on major federal programs are adding pressure, with debt servicing costs reaching around $1.1 trillion in the first 10 months of fiscal 2026. And what you might missed from the art and entertainment news, Egyptian actor Ayad Nassar is preparing to meet audiences with his new film, Sera fi El Giza, scheduled for release in cinemas this October. The light social comedy follows childhood friends who become caught up in a series of humorous situations, problems, and unexpected adventures. The film marks a different comedic experience for Nassar and co-stars Amr Abdelgalil, Mohamed Lotfi, Aya Samaha, and Hatem Salah. Directed by Morkos Adel, the production brings together comedy, social contrasts, and fast-paced situations. Ariana Grande has secured court approval to accelerate efforts to identify alleged hackers accused of stealing and leaking her unreleased music, photos, and videos. A Los Angeles judge authorized Grande to issue subpoenas to online platforms and payment services for information that could reveal the anonymous suspects. Her lawsuit alleges hackers targeted accounts belonging to photographers and producers, and later sold stolen material online. Court filings claim 45 unreleased songs were leaked in 2023 alone, with Grande seeking to stop further unauthorized distribution. We conclude our roundup with the top sports news stories you might have missed. Egyptian media figure Ahmed Shober has denied reports claiming that Shabab Al-Ahli Dubai reached an agreement to sign Brazilian winger Juan Becerra from Zamalek for $4 million. Shober said the reports originated from a Brazilian journalist, but were officially denied by Zamalek. He stressed that no agreement has been reached and that the club's position regarding the player remains unchanged. Zamalek also confirmed that Becerra remains under contract for another 3 seasons, despite continued speculation surrounding his future. Egyptian club Zamalek has officially denied reports that Brazilian winger Juan Becerra has been cleared to join Shabab Al-Ahli Dubai. The club said it has no information regarding reports that the player traveled to the UAE and stressed that no approval has been issued for his departure. Zamalek reiterated that it will protect its contractual rights and demanded Becerra return to Cairo and resume training. The Brazilian remains under contract with the Egyptian champions for another 3 seasons. Trabzonspor suffered a 1-0 home defeat to Ferencváros in the first leg of their Europa League playoff in a match that marked Mohamed Salah's first start for the Turkish club. Christopher Zakariasen scored the only goal with a header in the 17th minute. Salah threatened several times and helped create opportunities, but Trabzonspor failed to find an equalizer. The Turkish side also finished with 10 men after Chibuike Nwaiwu received a late red card. The return leg will take place in Budapest on August 27th. That was your roundup of what you may have missed today from Voice of Emirates. For the full stories, visit our website and follow us on social media for the latest updates. Thank you for watching. See you next time.